Thursday's practice was outside today, with the emphasis being on the offense really needing to be balanced and efficient in terms of Sunday's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go to the
that's Mitch. Toronto with me, that's Mitch. Hit shatter pass like KD. OKC, that's Flash. We don't dress alike, we don't rap alike. I shine different, I rhyme different. Only thing you got some years on me, man. But you and your time different. Some young pop. Champagne, they know the face, they know the leg. Got real wax and gun baby like if they chase you.
Rehabbing, getting myself ready, for Sunday. I feel like at this point in the season, that's every single player on every roster. So, just trying to get as healthy as I can and be ready for Sunday. TJ Watt, 17 sacks. One of the better defensive players in the league. Great edge guy, a guy who he has it all. He's got the bull rush, he's got quicks on the edge. He's really good at punching the ball out, causing havoc, getting turnovers for them, and also great at batting balls at the line of scrimmage. So just being mindful of where he is at all times. Knowing that we have to have a plan for him and be able to make sure that he is impacting the game the way that he has. And then overall, Mike Tomlin coach team. A defense that plays hard, that gives you multiple looks. They're going to go out there, they're going to fight, they're going to compete. They lead the league in turnover differential. They're plus 10 right now, and they get a lot of turnovers. And you can see they're in a lot of close games. They figure out ways to win at the end. They keep believing, they keep fighting. Very similar to how we are and how we're built. So a great defense, a lot of good players on that side, some young players. But another challenge. They got Smith on the other side, who's got about 7 sacks, but I think he's got 2 interceptions, a couple forced fumbles. So a couple guys on that side we got to be very mindful. My entire life since high school, to see him transition into safety, he's always been an athlete. He's always been able to play all the positions, and I don't think that's no difference. I think he's always going to be an impact player. That's just the type of guy he is, type of ability that he has. And then, rookie corner, but he's out there. He's playing like a vet. He's got a lot of confidence. A taller, more slender guy, long arms. Seems like he does well in and out of breaks. So another guy we got to be, on top of and make sure that, when we're going at him, we're placing the ball in the right places. They got a lot of talented guys on that defense, on that team. And we expect them to come in. They're fighting for their season, so we expect them to come in and be prepared. Again, more yards on the ground, in the air, however we can get them, is going to help our offense. It's going to help any offense. We always talk about being balanced. That's a huge thing here. It's a big part of who we want to be as an offense. And so the more we can run the ball, the more efficient we can be in the running game. It'll open up everything else for our passing game, for our play action, for the boots and the nakeds. It all works together, and it also allows the line to get settled in, allow those guys to move guys, get their feet moving, start to dominate games, take over games. It just helps out in a bunch of ways. So, of course, that's something we got to stay on top of. Jackson's been a guy that's been extremely confident in his ability. He wants the football, and so those pressure moments, he's played a ton of big games at Ohio State. He's been the go-to guy all his life, so he wants the ball. And in those moments, he knows, it's going to probably come to him. And he just gets to the right spot. He's got great hands. He makes the tough catches look easy. And, he's a dynamic player. He's a guy, if they want to double DK and they want to double Tyler, he's another guy that can win his one-on-ones. And I think he's continued to show that, over the course of the season.
I wouldn't say different, just executing. We're just executing more. We're trusting, what we're seeing and just getting the job done. I didn't, but I knew just spending time, would be good, and just learning from each other and just building that connection. Yeah, that was a good trip though. That was a fun trip. For me, I would say my approach is still kind of the same, especially late in the year. Like it is just, you lose, you go home. I mean, that's how I've been feeling. I feel like we got to win out. I don't really care what other teams are doing. I don't really know all that stuff yet, but all I know is, we need to win. And if we win, we should be good. So that's what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm sticking to.
I think you get to those scenarios because of the situation in the game. We've had games where we've started fast and we were doing a pretty good job of scoring early in the first quarter, and that had been something we go to. And I think for us as an offense, it still goes back to, the thing that we're really trying to pursue and try to accomplish as an offense is really that four-quarter consistency. And I think some of the 2-minute drives are obviously a result of having some of those inconsistencies showing up early. And surely would like to get into a game where maybe we can be ahead in those scenarios right there, but knowing that, hey, every game is going to be tough. Everybody in the NFL is good. Every team is good. All the players and coaches are coaching and playing at a high level. So each week, you don't know what the final scenario is going to come down to, but you do know around the league that most games are going to come down to some sort of a fourth quarter drive.
All right, there was some video, some B-roll, Geno Smith, Jackson Smith-Njigba talking about the importance of a balanced offensive attack for the Seahawks. They're going to need that, and what that means, they need to run the ball. They're averaging 90.2 yards a game, and so far the Seahawks has been situational running. They're getting out of the running game what they need. On Sunday, they're going to have to be very efficient and balanced and run the ball well inside the red zone. Now, the Seahawks were 2 of 4 last game, but they're 28th in the NFL in red zone efficiency. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is 5th against other teams inside the red zone. So that's going to be one of the keys to the game. From the VMAC in Renton, I'm Asvita Mariira for the Cascadia Sports.net.